Instructional materials help to promote understanding of the concept by making lesson practical and realistic. Any teacher who has the interest of the student at heart is bound to think of ways he will employ to make his teaching and learning process more effective and interesting. And this can be effectively done using instructional materials. To therefore help the teachers in this regard, the Lagos State government organized a special practical audio-visual capacity building retreat for public secondary school teachers. Speaking at the 3-day event, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Mrs. Abosede Adelaja, said the training will help participants prepare suitable materials that will aid the teaching and learning process.
Instructional materials is important, and like I tell people, instructional materials is very easy. In fact, it's the easiest. Just look at things around you to improvise, and you will get what you wanted. So we have to be abreast of all these students, but that is when you will command respect before them. You as a teacher, thank God for the dispensation of technology. Go online. There are thousands and millions of materials that you can get online to aid your teaching.
Participants were urged to engage their students and help bring out the critical thinking skills in them using the 21st century skills.
We have been taught how to make sure that it is now student-centered. We must make sure that we engage the students in what we are about to teach them, and also the use of digital. Now the student can go beyond the classroom. They can go to the internet to make a research of what we are about to teach or what we've taught.
As these 21st century teachers, it has to be student-centered. Gone are those days when teacher will do all the talking, which is called the lecture method. But today we discover that it's not going far. But for us now to make sure now that our students are also at par with the student in the world, we have to make them look for this information and practicalize it.
We're looking at developing the various teaching strategies, the various modern techniques that teachers can use to impact our students in order to drive into them the core skills, that is the 21st century core skills, like the critical thinking and problem solving, like the collaboration, like communication, like digital literacy. And our students in Lagos State must be able to compete globally with any kind of students or anybody they meet, and they should be able to impact their environment once they are keyed or they are empowered with these skills.
To bring together our teachers, our educators, and those in the ministry to expose them to the different types of audiovisual resources that are available to them. So again, it's an opportunity as schools are beginning to open during this time of COVID, where a teacher has to be more innovative than ever.
Well, the deliverable at the end of the day is one, our teachers to get used to teaching with instructional materials and not teaching in abstract. Secondly, for our teachers to be able to improvise the instructional materials, to prepare the suitable material for the suitable lesson.
To drive home the lesson, participants produced several instructional materials. They say with the knowledge acquired at this training, teaching will become fun, participatory, and educating for their students.
It's a well-uploaded program, it's an insightful program. I'm really having a nice time. It has taught me different aspects of learning, and with what I've learned so far, I'll be able to go back to the classroom, develop myself so as to develop my learners.
At least from what I've learned, using us as example in this training, I've been able to learn that we should be able, if we cannot know all our students in the class, we should be able to know at least 85% of our students. We should be able to know them, interact with them, know them like we are knowing ourselves.
It's very important to equip our teachers with tenets of 21st century pedagogy. That means things that will help them to become better at facilitating learning for our students.
So this workshop has been able to refresh the memories of the teachers on the need for them to develop and use the instructional materials. So it's a kudos to our teachers.
At the end of the 3-day workshop, participants were presented with certificates of participation.